go. And there it goes.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode here of the Grand Slam tournament here at MVG. I'm one of your commentators up in the booth tonight, Scott Michaels, and I am joined along with a person who is in the semifinals who is watching this matchup very closely, and that would be Travis Coulter.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Travis. How you doing?
I'm indisposed.
Is that because of this matchup here tonight?
Maybe you could say that. I mean, I will say of the quarterfinal matchups besides the one I was in, this is definitely one I'm definitely paying attention to.
Yeah, and I can't blame you for that. I mean, you pulled off one of the only upsets in this tournament so far, taking out the number 1 seed in John Bergman. And now we're watching as we have our own Jason Meyers, who's usually up in the booth, preparing to get down the floor tonight, taking on Ryan Westling. And I mean, this is gonna be a matchup for the ages.
Indeed. Both of them are trivia titans and quick-minded, quick-witted. It's going to be an interesting match to see how, first of all, Jason, being the higher seed, has already chosen to go first in the second and fourth round. So interesting strategy play on that part of the match. I wonder how it's going to play out, though, as a whole.
Hey, with the new question set comes some new strategies that everybody has to use. I mean, me personally, I wasn't able to fully capture on it, but then got eliminated in the quarterfinals. You seemed like you actually got a little bit of a grasp on it. And, I mean, yeah, as you said, Ryan has just been going through this tournament, taking people out left and right. Jason has had a couple of tough battles, and I can also see that Jason has finally found his box of peaches that he's been yelling for the past few episodes.
Oh man, there's been some trying times with those. Hopefully there won't be any more after today, because we've got a job on our hands to do. And don't we have somebody in the corner for numbers today?
Yeah, he's the mayor of Constantinople, Jose Cazares.
Hi, yes.
Hey, Jose.
Hi, I'm here as always.
All right, not trying to step on you. We'll be back with you when it comes time after this first round to talk about those numbers.
Absolutely.
But I think we've said what we've needed to say for the moment. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I mean, there's only one way for Jose to start crunching some numbers, and that's by throwing it down to the floor and getting some questions ready. So, question mark?
Question mark.
Players, take your positions. We've been waiting for this one for a while. Again, welcome to everybody. This is our last quarterfinal match here in the 2023 MVG Grand Slam tournament. I'd like to congratulate both of you players on being here. Wish you the best of luck. Again, just as a reminder here, this is round 1. This is our teaser round. You will be asked jackpot-style riddles, and as the commentators alluded to, we are in the harder question set now, so while they are still jackpot style, they are tougher than they were in previous rounds. So please keep that in mind. Also, remember that you have 3 switches to help you along the way in the first 3 rounds. And as always, that is 3 total, not 3 for each individual round. So do make sure that you use them wisely. As also mentioned by the commentators, Jason, as being the higher of the 2 seeds, although this is a 4-5 matchup, has chosen to go first in rounds 2 and 4, which means Ryan will be starting with you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, so then your time begins now. Sharp, designed to thrust or poke. If secretive, mention with cloak.
Yes.
To do with cooking or eating, one shouldn't imply, yet create 2 phrases with potatoes and fry.
French.
No. To enclose words, employ 2. It determines the tax paid by you.
Pass.
One's own person, in effect, preceding employed and respect.
Delve.
Correct, Jason. In a bazaar, to this one's typically led. For big occasions, always red.
Dress.
No. A state of chaos or disarray. A button to push in dismay.
Panic.
Correct, Ryan. To increase, hold up, or lift, a financial reward, not a gift.
Switch. Switch back.
Jason. Ryan.
Pass.
A regular routine, for most a chore. A small piece of wood left on the floor.
Pass.
If French, ready your lips. For animals, hard-pointed tips.
Law.
No. A picture watched, but not drawn or painted. With this sickness, many are acquainted.
Pass.
A certificate that's given, not earned. A horse to be valued, not spurned.
Stud.
No. Time is up. Oh, a tough round there. But with that, Jason, you have won the first round here. You will be taking 1 minute, 10.596 seconds along with you into the final round. Back up to our booth.
That is one kicker in the new teaser rounds is the difficulty is just amped through the roof now.
And, honestly, choosing that choice to maybe go first in the second rounds, maybe that might be a big strategy because the players have, since we've upgraded, have been having a lot of trouble in that round. So that has proved to bank Jason a lot of time, almost 71 seconds ahead of Ryan.
Yeah, and I mean, just looking at the round in total, I mean, like you said, Jason made the smart decision to go second in the round, to go first in this round, which is odd one out, even though it has 4 answers. Odd one out has a little bit better guesstimate to it. But hey, I haven't came up with anything, so I'm gonna reuse something. Knick-knack, staddywhack. What do you got for us?
It may be recycled, but it's still funny as ever. Okay. So for the question statistics here, Ryan had a total of about 9 questions. He only managed to get 1 correct, and got 8 wrong. Whereas Jason only got 2 questions total and went 50-50, went 1 right and 1 wrong. And both of them exchanged switch uses in that round 1 time. So they've each used 1. They each have 2 remaining going into round 2.
Oh, and the thing with those switches, while they're good, it's good to have them to be able to switch back. If you're also paying attention, if you can also pull back, switch back with the correct answer. That's even better than better saving a little strategy. But who knows? Let's see how these players actually get to use them in the second round. They each got 2 remaining. What are your thoughts?
Yeah,
God.
I mean, Ryan needs to catch up with some time. He's got 2 switches, but Jason has 2 of them right back. Let's see if anybody can pull away with some more time as we take it down to the floor for odd one out with Question Man.
Question Man.
You are sucked.
Players, take your positions. All right, players, here in round 2, this is our odd one out round. In this round, you'll be given a question with 4 possible answers. You will figure out which of the answers is correct, and it may be that it does or does not belong. So pay very close attention to what the question asks. I will also mention that, as Jose told us, both players have 2 switches remaining here to help them. I do want to throw out to Ryan here, there was a little bit of issue with your microphone. So make sure that you are coming through clearly because a lot of times some of your stuff was getting cut off of what you were saying. So please just double check that as we're getting started into this round. Now, here in round 2, Jason, you will be going first. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Then, Jason, your time begins now. Which one of these is not the name of a major desert? Gobi, Kalahari, Paca, Atacama?
Atacama.
No. Which one of these animals isn't mentioned in the traditional song Home on the Range? Coyote, antelope, buffalo, deer?
Antelope.
No. Which one of these people was not born around the same time as Michelangelo? Christopher Columbus, Nostradamus, Machiavelli, Oliver Cromwell?
Machiavelli.
No. Which one of these classic movies did not feature the same actor as the others? Birdman of Alcatraz, Midnight Cowboy, Marathon Man, All the President's Men?
All the President's Men.
No. Which one of these cable channels did not emerge during the same decade as the others? Discovery Channel, USA Network, HGTV, Bravo?
HGTV.
Correct. Ryan, which one of these is not among the 5 most populous countries in the world? The United States, Japan, Pakistan, Indonesia?
Pakistan.
No. Which one of these major composers did not produce the same number of symphonies as the others? Gustav Mahler, L.V. Beethoven,
Beethoven.
Antonin? No.
Beethoven.
Who did not win a Nobel Peace Prize between 2000 and 2020? John Kerry, Al Gore, Jimmy Carter, Barack Obama?
Jimmy Carter.
No. Which one of these is not among the top 5 countries in terms of number of Facebook users? India, United States, Brazil, Russia?
Brazil.
No. Which one of these is not the name of a Spanish region? Lancia, Andalusia, Galicia?
Andalusia.
No. Which one of these was not the name of a Corleone brother in the Godfather films? Sonny, Tommaso, Michael, Frito?
Frito.
No. Which one of these countries does not have roughly half or less the area of Texas? Japan, Egypt, Germany, Vietnam?
Germany.
No. Which one of these is not among the 4 major personality traits of bullies? Monomania, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, narcissism?
What's the first one? Answers?
Time is up. I am sorry. So with that, Jason, you have won this round as well. You will be carrying 34.020 seconds along with you into the final round. Back up to the booth.
Wow, I felt that one for Ryan. He was really trying to get the pressure off of him. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make a move, and therefore Jason able to bank some more time on his clock.
Yeah, I could feel the frustration and getting ruffled up in that question round. I've been in his shoes before, and I mean, twinkle, twinkle, little stat, what do you got to say?
Well, took you long enough to come up with something new there.
Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Show me where the numbers are at.
All right, fine. Ryan had a total. Ryan had a total of 8 questions in that round. He missed every single one of them, 0 for 8. Whereas Jason got 5 questions total, went 1 correct, 4 wrong, and no switches were used in that second round. So they still have 2 remaining each going into 3, which is the sequencing round, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Next, we have our sequencing round. Ryan's up first. He's definitely going to need an ace in the hole to try to get some time on his clock bank for that final round. Jason, he's got it going for him so far. I would say for these players, it's definitely not in the bag for any one of them. They both got to be on their toes, and this round could definitely do something.
Especially with that final round. I mean, for Ryan, it just takes one right answer to turn the tides. So, all they got to do is, I mean, easier said than done, I guess. When you're not under the pressure, you can sit there and relax and kind of think about it. But, if you can kind of put yourself in that mode, I guess take yourself out while leaving yourself in, to take the pressure off, if that makes sense, then maybe it'll put you in a whole new world. Hey,
but I should stop my rambling. We should get to the game, right?
Yeah, let's see. Can the tides turn, or are we going to see an even bigger hole? Bigger hole, Doug. Words, English, question man, shut me up.
Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole. Players in positions. All right, players, here in round 3, this is our sequencing round. In this round, players, I'll be asking you a question that will have 3 answers, and you're going to need to put those answers in a specific order based on what the question is asking for. So do pay very close attention to that. Again, just a quick update on the switches. Jason and Ryan, you both have 2 switches remaining here to help you in this round as well. So this is actually round 3. So you've got 2 that can help you here before we get into that final round. And do remember, any switches you still have can then go forward with you into that round 4, along with the added one that you will get there. So with all of that being said, Ryan, you will be going first here in this round. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Then, Ryan, your time begins now. Arrange
Switch.
these.
Switch back.
Jason.
Switch.
Ryan.
Switch back.
Jason. Ryan. Arrange these by the number of teeth they have, most to least. Alligator, piranha, great white shark.
Shark, alligator, piranha.
Correct, Jason. Arrange these categories of U.S. household debt by total amounts, highest to lowest. Student loans, credit cards, home equity line of credit.
Home equity, student loan.
No. Arrange these lyrics by when they were written, earliest to the most recent. Rockabye Baby, Jingle Bells, The Star-Spangled Banner.
Star Spangled Banner, Rockabye Baby, Jingle Bells.
No. Arrange these baby product categories by how much Americans spend, most to least. Baby food, diapers, clothing.
Baby food, diapers, clothing.
No. Arrange these by total weight, heaviest to lightest. 1 basketball, 2 footballs, 3 hockey pucks.
Footballs, pucks, basketball.
No. List these mammals by weight, heaviest to lightest. Hippopotamus, walrus, rhinoceros.
Rhino, hippo, walrus.
Correct, Ryan. Arrange these categories by American spending amount during Easter, most to least. Clothing, decorations, candy.
Candy, decorations, clothing.
No. List these inventions in chronological order. Skateboard, electric guitar, roller skates.
Roller skates, skateboard, guitar.
No. Arrange these parts of the human body by average weight, heaviest to lightest. The heart, the lungs, heart, liver, both lungs.
Lungs, heart, liver.
No. Arrange these numbers in order most to least. The number of words in the Gettysburg Address, the number of elements in the periodic table, the number of member states in the United Nations.
Gettysburg United Nations periodic table.
Correct, Jason. Arrange these tattoo colors by how easy they are to remove, easiest to hardest. Black, white, red.
Black, red, white.
Correct, Ryan. Arrange these by duration, longest to shortest. The number of years it took to build the Golden Gate Bridge, the number of years Rip Van Winkle slept in Irving's story, and the number of years Nelson Mandela was imprisoned.
Rip Van Winkle, Golden Gate Bridge,
No.
Nelson Mandela.
List these population milestones in chronological order. The worldwide population reaches 1 billion. New York City's population reaches 1 million. U.S. population. Time is up. We had a very good round there, but Jason, you have won another round, and with that, you'll be taking 15.394 seconds along with you into our final round. Back up to the booth.
I don't know about you, but I got kind of excited there when I heard switch in the beginning.
I was starting to hear that, and it looked like, Peach was actually...
Now
Travis, it's my turn. Travis, it's my turn to smack you now.
Somebody been watching the Super Mario movie.
Get it together. Get it together, Travis.
There's a reason why you, Nick Nack, Statty Rex, stay over there and we're over here.
It's the rule, okay? We agreed. Someone's getting
I'm sure Jason doesn't feel as bad now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where were we?
You were speaking about Ryan.
Sure.
Well, yeah,
Go
sure.
with that.
I'm sure that in the heat of the moment, that Ryan, it seemed like he actually was going to be able to knock out a good chunk of that time because that shit was starting to pile up, and then it got cleared with the flush because the correct answer came out, and the time was able to get shifted over, and Jason was able to bank a little bit more time for his clock for this final round.
And yeah, I mean, we know switches were used. We know the time differential. I mean, Jose, what else can you tell us?
Yeah, those switches were used right at the start. I mean,
Yeah, right out of the gate, both players used both their switches. So if we count the one that they're given for this final round, they'll each have one. But in terms of questions, and I kid you not, both Ryan and Jason each got a total of 6 questions. They got the exact same number right and wrong. 2 right, 4 wrong. Exactly the same.
anything that's more obvious that you need to tell us about that? No, good, okay.
No.
It was the heat of the moment.
God bless it, Scott.
Well, but, checking it out, Ryan, he might have a mountain to climb, but the good news is it's not, the pressure's not on him at first. Jason does have he does have a 2-minute advantage. We'll see how this plays out as he has to begin first in this round.
Hey, and who knows, that time can go away in a split second.
There's another show. Catch that later on our networks down the road.
Different network already done. So I got nothing else to say besides, should we take it down?
Let's do it.
Question man.
Question man.
Final time today, players. Take your positions. All right, players. So going into round 4 here, again, this is our wild card round. In this round, you could be asked any type of question whatsoever. They could be multiple choice. It could be where you're having to figure out a word with only being given so many of the letters. We also have one where it is called 2 out of 3. In 2 out of 3, I will read the answers one at a time, or the questions one at a time, and you will fill in the blank. If you know the answer, yell it out. If you're unsure, you can pass. There's 3 chances you have in there. You have to get 2 of the 3 correct. There can also be true or false. If it's a true or false question, you'll be given 2 questions, and you must get both of them correct to get the question correct overall. So, multiple different kinds of questions you could be asked here. Now, let's get down to the important parts. Jason, Ryan, you used all 3 of your switches up in the first 3 rounds there. You're given an extra switch here to help you in this final round. So 1 switch apiece. Ryan, we give you 1 minute and 30 seconds of base time. Unfortunately, you were unable to bank any time, so you will only have that 1 minute and 30 seconds to help you. Jason, you were able to bank a total of 2 minutes, 0.010 seconds, which gives you 2 minutes added onto that base, giving you a total of 3 minutes and 30 seconds for you to use here in this round. And of course, as we know, whoever has time remaining when that buzzer goes off, when someone else has run out of their time, that will be the person that wins and moves on as the final place in the semifinals of this tournament. So, of course, Jason, you will be going first in this round. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. Again, best of luck to both of you. Jason, your time begins now. It took 123 years for the world's population to increase from 1 to 2 billion. How many years did it take to go from 6 to 7 billion? Was it 12, 24, 36, or 48?
24.
No. About how long does it take the human heart to pump 1,000 gallons of blood? 12 hours, 1 day, 3 days, or a week?
3 days.
No. Think of a 6-letter object that ends in the letters P-O-P, pop.
Repeat that.
Think of a 6-letter object that ends in pop.
Pass.
2 out of 3. Hitchcock thriller, dial blank for murder.
M.
That's correct. Van Morrison hit Blank-Eyed Girl.
Brown.
Correct. Ryan. Henry B. Thoreau once said, that man is richest whose blank are the cheapest. Is it worries, obligations, or pleasures?
Pleasures.
Correct. Jason. Give me 3 corporate names or brands that start with the letter R as in Richard.
Radio Shack, RCA, and Roto World.
Correct. Ryan. 2 out of 3. The largest island in the Mediterranean Sea.
Cyprus.
No. The name of Charlie Brown's sister.
Sally.
Correct. Literary figure residing at 221B Baker Street, London.
Sherlock Holmes.
Correct. Jason. This has 8 letters, makes sounds, and ends in bone. B-O-N-E.
Trombone.
Correct. Ryan. Give me 3 words that begin and end with the letter G as in God.
Gag. Gulag. Grab bag.
No. Yes, I'll give you that. All right, Jason. Say 2 corporate names or brands that start with the letter I as in icicle.
Pass.
All right. By adding Marie to the surnames below, how many famous people do you get? 1, 2, or 3? Curie, Lessing, Wharton.
2.
No. Give me 3 vehicle brands that end in the letter I as in icicle.
Audi, Ferrari, and pass.
All right. The number of Hawaiian Islands with 100,000 or more people plus the number of Great Lakes shared by the U.S. and Canada. Is it 9, 8, 7, or 6?
8.
No. Who said it is better to risk saving a guilty man than to condemn an innocent one? Voltaire, Queen Victoria, or John Adams?
Voltaire.
Correct. Ryan. Select the 2 astronauts who, along with Neil Armstrong, were part of the historic Apollo 11 trip to the moon in 1969. Buzz Aldrin, Pete Nelson, Thor Jensen, Michael Collins.
Collins Aldrin.
Correct. Jason. To which of these do we trace the famous phrase, the faith that launched 1,000 ships? Is it Cleopatra's affair with Julius Caesar, Queen Elizabeth's defeat of the Spanish Armada, or the Trojan War myth?
Trojan War myth.
Correct. Ryan. 2 out of 3. Famous painting by Gauguin.
Switchback.
Ryan. So back to you. Famous painting by Gauguin. Blank of Tahiti.
Island.
No. Isaac Asimov novel. I blank.
Spy.
No. Give me 4 corporate names or brands that start with the
I
letter
can't
A.
do that.
Time
Sorry.
is up. And with that, we give congratulations to Jason Meyers. You have won this matchup of Grand Slam, and you are making it on as the final participant in the semifinals. Back up to the booth.
Come here, Ryan.
I don't know about you, but I got to give an applause to both competitors after that last round. Oh my God.
Stand it well. An ovation. I think I'll stand up because I already am. So we'll give you that. Wow. Ryan definitely held his own in that round. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough time. He needed a little bit more to be able to mount the comeback that he needed. Jason definitely banked enough time, and that definitely held up for him. They exchanged punches like no other in that round. I think that was the best round we've seen from tonight.
I mean, easily. And want to do things a tad bit different here. Before we get into the stats, I want to invite them up so they can hear the stats along with us while we talk with them. So let's invite up Ryan up here. And hi, Ryan.
Hello, Scott. What's up?
I mean, hey, I could see the frustration in the first 3 rounds. It was a lot like me during my quarterfinal. I could feel it on your behalf, but that last round, you showed up. And you almost mounted a comeback that would have been talked about the rest of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I felt like I'd already had a comeback like that in the last round, so getting here was a treat in all its own. I just wish I'd have gotten a little luckier in those first 2 rounds. Had one more correct answer, that might have I feel like it might have changed the outcome just a little, made it a little closer than this.
That little bit of a tipping point. As we said, Jose, what did Ryan's stats look like during the last round there?
Well, throughout that final round, Ryan actually was perfect up until the very end because he had gotten 5 questions total, 4 right and 1 wrong.
And I mean, hey, that's actually pretty good considering how this new final round can play out. So you have nothing to be ashamed about. So
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Hey, you made it to the quarterfinals. You can at least say that. Did you have fun in the tournament this year?
It was an exciting time here at this tournament, and I figure if I were to go out against somebody, it would have to be against Jason. Like, I kind of saw this matchup coming. He knows his trivia. He definitely earned this win tonight, and I'm going to be pulling for him to win the rest of this tournament.
All right, well, we got a bold prediction here. Travis, anything you want to say before we send Ryan off?
Thanks.
You're welcome? Question mark?
I mean, I don't got to say much except, yeah, you definitely shouldn't feel bad about how you did. I know you might be tossing the what ifs, and you know they always say hindsight is 20/20, but your performance is definitely not one that's going to be looked down on tonight. You did very excellent. It's just unfortunately there was going to be a winner and a loser, but your performance, regardless, I think is still a worthwhile winning performance, regardless of what the scoreboard says.
And yeah, I mean, you kind of took the words out of my mouth. I've kind of did my little interview spiel with Ryan already. So once again, Ryan, thank you for partaking in the tournament, and we look forward to seeing you in Grand Slam 2024.
Hey, thanks, Scott. I will definitely be back.
Alrighty, well, that was Ryan Westling, everybody. And coming on up, hey, look at that! It's my usual broadcast partner. Hi, Jason.
Anybody got any ibuprofen?
Well, since you've been
that
back,
whole game hurt my head.
I mean, I don't
Here's
have
some Advil.
ibuprofen, but you've been talking about it so much. I baked you a peach cobbler.
That might help.
Hey, who can't say no to food and a pie?
True.
More specifically,
I
cobbler.
found some Advil.
I love.
Hey, that works. Give me.
There you go.
Damn, Jesus.
Used as corrected.
Jeez, he just snatched it out of my hand.
I don't think
No Advil bottles were harmed in the making of this live stream.
I'm curious. I'm curious why you're putting Advil in the Ninja blender, but I'll just save that for later.
That's not what they're used for, sir.
I mean, Jason, you were looking good the first 3 rounds, and then that final round came, and Ryan almost mounted the comeback, like we said. You still pulled out on top. How you feeling? Good answer.
I'm afraid to even look at the numbers.
Well, let's look at the numbers.
I just know it's bad news.
Jose, what do you
Well,
gotta say?
Jason, in that round, you had a total of 12 questions. You got 5 of them right, 7 wrong.
Like I said, bad news.
That's not that bad.
Yowie.
Okay,
Well,
maybe it is, actually.
But the thing is, you banked up enough time to where the 7 answers really didn't affect you all too much, besides
It almost did.
almost only having 54 seconds after having a 2-minute advantage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Only 54 seconds. That's less than half the advantage I had.
Travis, what do you gotta say?
Yeah, you gotta get that time that you banked up. Definitely saved your bacon, because I mean, I could tell that the shit started piling up in that round a little bit, and I'm just like, oh boy, if the correct answer doesn't come out, I mean, I guess I gotta ask, like, were you thinking about using a switch, or were you just kind of saving it to?
If I would have, I knew he would have switched it right back on me, so I wanted to hold on to it and wait until he decided to switch.
Gotcha. So the pressure in that regard was building up, but you still handled it, and you're coming out on top tonight. And even though you have, well, you had less than half of your time banked, if I can put the proper words in, you still had a little bit less than half the time. Are you feeling good going into the next round? I guess we're gonna have to ask that about it eventually.
Yeah, ask me that when that round comes.
Okay.
Well, speaking of the next rounds, that closes out the quarterfinals. And as we go ahead and take a look at the bracket, We're in semifinal territory, which means there's only 3 matches left in this tournament. 2 matches to win for whoever wants to take the title. And we look at our lower bracket here, and we have let me actually pull it up myself over here.
Schiff, the number 2 seed, versus Kevin Henry, the number 3 seed.
That match is going to be another one of those knockout, drag-out matches. But, Jason, I'm going to ask you to sit over here in my seat because I'm going to stand in the middle of you two, because in that top bracket is the 2 people up in the booth. You 2 are looking at each other. Jason Meyers versus Travis Coulter.
Who's staring down who?
Winner takes on Elliot. Winner takes on Elliot versus Kevin to take home the championship. And I mean, there's only one way to make this booth one big happy family, and that's to bring Turd up here. Hey, Turd.
Wow. Going into that one right there, I knew it was going to be, and we use the term a lot, a heavyweight battle. But at the end of the day, to see in those first 3 rounds really how Jason just dominated really was amazing. And of course, as always, I'd like to thank Jose Cosrez, a.k.a. Statly Steamer, over there for, to be able to clean up all those numbers and make them nice and pretty for us so we could understand them. I had to come up with something original tonight, so thank you very much for that. But yeah, you guys made the point here in the booth about how Ryan was able to make a run in that last round. It was buoyed by the fact that Jason was missing some things. They did that little switch battle. It was a miniature one since they only had 1 switch, and that put them in a position to have to get a question right to get it off of them. And with the fact that Jason had to go first in that round, that kind of put him in a bit of a predicament. And I was asking myself as his time was going down, at one point, I'm like, what's going to happen here? Is this going to be one of those to where we're going to see the most epic comeback ever? But just at the end of the day, Jason was able to get stuff right when he needed to, and Ryan wasn't able to pull that last little magic wand out and be able to finish off the comeback. But great match overall for sure.
Yeah, that it was. It was entertaining to watch in the booth, especially that final round, as you said, because the times are starting to look very similar, and then Jason was just able to pull away with it.
Well, at this point, you mentioned going forward, looking at that Final Four, there's a couple of things that stick out to me. Number one is that we have got 2 fantastic matchups that are coming up. But how can we forget to, again, remind everybody, we don't have our number 1 seed. I don't think anybody would have ever looked and said that we wouldn't have at least got to this point of the tournament with our number 1 still being there. So we've got our 2 and our 3. The 4's there, but then the 1's gone, and the 8 is in its place with our good friend Travis Coulter. So, yeah, that matchup between Travis and Jason, again, equally matched up players, even though there's a little bit more of a gap there than there was in tonight's matchup. But again, I think a lot of that's going to come down to switch usage. I think Travis has been able to sit back and watch Jason play tonight and kind of has an idea of some of his strategies. Will he be able to, before that matchup happens, figure a way to be able to counterpunch it effectively? And then in Elliot and Kevin, that right there, using the term of our old favorite wrestling announcer, JR, that's going to be a slobber knocker. Kevin's already said he's coming with multiple gallons of Red Bull and Monster mixed together to try to keep up with Elliot. So that one, that's going to be one I would not be surprised if every round goes down to there being mere seconds left in the round, and if the winner doesn't wind up winning by less than 5 seconds. So yeah, we've definitely got some really fine matchups there. And I've got to ask, having both Travis and Jason still here with us, Travis, first I'd have to ask you, have you yet, even it's been a good week and a half now at least, have you come down from that victory over the number 1 seed John Berkman yet?
I mean, that was, for me, it was definitely unexpected going into that match. I wouldn't have expected to take down someone of that caliber, but, you know, the people that are here are still definitely, if they're not, like, you know, all-knowing, they're fast. So whatever they do know, it's going to come out quick, and that's just going to be one of those things that you have to be definitely paying attention to you, because you're reading the question, and if someone switches and you can answer correctly, I think that's better than using a switch to put it back.
Well, and in the words of a famous Christmas story, do you think you still have a little magic left in that old silk hat here to be able to take down another top-notch player in Jason?
I'm hoping so. You know, watching this match tonight, I've seen the strategy be used, so I feel like I could say I could know what to expect, but at the same time, you know, in the moment, it's going to be a whole different thing. So I can't actually say I know what to expect, because it's going to be unexpected. I guess that's what I expect. But yeah.
Well, yeah. Hey, definitely fair enough there. So we'll wish you the best of luck as you look forward to that. And then Jason, our good friend, Mr. Jason Nectarine Meyers. So you just made it through a really tough match. I'm sure you weren't expecting it to be as wide of a gap as it wound up being, but getting ready to move into that semifinal, going up against what many of us would say is a giant slayer. Does that, you know, how are you feeling going into that? And does it affect your strategy at all?
Aside from having a headache after just battling Ryan, I don't know what to expect. I don't want to know what to expect. I just look forward to the competition between me and Travis. As far as strategy, I don't really go into matches with strategy. I just wing it.
Well, hey, you know that sometimes that's all you can do is wing it. Do you feel like tonight, did you give away too much, or do you still have some tricks up your sleeve?
We'll see.
Well, hey, that is fair enough to say. And of course, we will see, and we will see soon as we get ready to go into the final 3 matchups here in this tournament. It's been a fun one so far, and we are almost there. We are ready for the semifinals. Those will be coming up soon. So make sure that you're keeping an eye on the MVG Productions YouTube channel to see when those are coming your way on the live stream, just like all of the other ones have come to you so far. I'd like to go ahead and thank my men in the booth tonight, Mr. Scott Michaels, the Flat Broke Kid, and Travis Coulter. Thank you so much for what you've done. Jose Cazares, Mr. Statly Steamer, thank you for doing a good job in the booth as always with our numbers. I'd like to thank our players, Jason Meyers and Ryan Westling, for being great competitors in our tournament. And of course, as always, I would like to thank all of you out there that make sure that you give up a little bit of your time, whether it's to be here in the live stream with us or if you're watching on demand later. So, of course, make sure you like this video. Leave us some comments, whether it was in the live stream here tonight or if it's on demand later. Leave us some comments. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us if you, as always, want to see this come back again in 2024. Would always like to thank Mr. Brandon Scruggs for making it possible for us to be able to get here on the live stream to show you guys this great tournament. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And if you've already subscribed, go out and find at least 2 friends that can subscribe to the channel too. We're only around 25 people short of 1,500 subscribers here. So definitely want to try to get there as soon as we can before summer ends and fall begins. And make sure that you hit that bell for notification so that you know when not only Grand Slam, but a lot of our other great game shows that come up via either live stream or the recorded content that is put up daily by Mr. Scruggs as well. But until those things happen and we come back again for another matchup starting the semifinals here in the 2023 MVG Grand Slam tournament, I was your questioner, Turd Ferguson, and you sure as hell aren't. We'll see you here next time for another matchup here in Grand Slam.
This was an MVG production.